Hi, my name's Leon, and I'll be doing my personal telling. So, it started in 2010. I was 13 years old, and I still remember pretty fondly where I learned the value of a dollar. The beginning of it starts with me waking up that morning at my dad's house in San Diego. Nice little two-story house. It's got these like really beautiful, very big bay windows in the front. Just stares out into the hills. Really nice. I remember waking up that day, looking around, making myself a nice scrambled eggs with toast. It's pretty nice. And that's when I heard a knock on the door. And be, beholden, the knocker was my best friend Victor. He wanted to go out and have fun, so we did. We took our bikes, and I rode it all the way down into your Santa, down into the bottom. So we lived on top of a hill. We went to Jack in the Box, had an amazing meal. We talked and talked and talked, and then we started making jokes about who could throw the farthest. You know, throw the farthest football, throw the farthest basketball, things like that. And we did that. We went to my friend's house and we threw basketballs, footballs, stones, and we thought it was hilarious. 2 hours later, we go back to our house, and I said, I think I can throw a rock farther than you still. And he said, yeah, I bet $5. So we went out to the driveway and we started throwing rocks. But it wasn't just how far, it was how accurate too. So we started throwing rocks one after another. He would go first, I would go second. Now we would aim at these three trees. Now the way the driveway works and everything like that is driveway, lawn, trees. And to the right were these streets, and to the left were the bay window. So my friend throws it, hits two of the trees, bounces right off. I throw it as hard as I could, thinking if I throw it hard and straight ahead, it'll go right past the trees. It'll hit them, but it'll go right past the branches, the leaves, even anything else in there. Just go right past it. Issue is, when I threw it, instead of going straight, I threw it and went whoosh. And I remember how it just went straight to my left, and I watched in slow motion as it hit dead smack in the middle of that bay window, and it just came crumbling down. And after that, my friend said that was not smart. Said some other words too, and I could feel it in my stomach, the dread of knowing that I messed up, that I potentially just did a don't throw stones in a glass house moment. And my friend said all of a sudden I have to leave. Sorry, something came up, and he left, and I had to deal with a broken window. Now, an hour later, my dad came home, and I told him, "Hey, Dad, can I talk to you?" He's like, "Yes, son. What do you want to talk about?" I'm like, "Well, you probably noticed, but the window's broken." And he's like, "Yep. Do you want to tell me about it?" And he's like, "Yes." And I told him everything that happened, told him how it broke, and I felt really bad. And he said, "That's okay, son. But you're going to have to pay it off." And I was like, "Wait, what? What do you mean?" He's like, "Well, you're going to have to get a job during the summer. You're going to have to work it off through chores. You're going to have to work it off with me and my work. You're going to have to work it off because it's very expensive. And you have to learn the value of a dollar." So I said, like a dummy, okay. I was grounded though. That was also another payment for a good month. But after that, he took me to his work. He sat me down and he had me help with customer service and paid me $10 basically every here and there. And the total was $673 to repay. So it took me about 3 months of going after school to my dad's work, helping people, doing things that I needed to help him around the job, and he would pay me for it. Those 3 months, he taught me that I could goof around and I could be goofy, but if I break something, I have to be held accountable. So I would work, get this little jar full of little $10, $1, $5 bills, until finally I hit the cap. And I paid him the $673.50 because the 50 cents were needed because of a fee. We called it the BS fee, which was it was BS that I broke it. He added that at the last second, and I just remember that because it taught me the value of a dollar. Of if you break something or if you're going to do something, it costs money, and if you mess up, it costs a lot more. And I remember from that time on, whenever my friend came home, hey, you want to do something? The back of my head would tell me, well, yeah, but I gotta make sure it's not something that I can mess up or ruin my life or make something extra. I'm not gonna throw rocks again, thinking that it'd be fun. It kind of made me learn real fast that I can have fun, I have to be mature, and I have to learn what things cost. Otherwise, I could be in a pickle. And I still remember looking at my dad the moment I told him that I was in trouble because I broke it. And he was very clear, very soft spoken, but a little bit disappointed. And during those summers, working hard in the heat, talking to angry customers, earning every single dollar for those 3 months, really taught me the value of it and how I need to be held accountable and have a great time while making money because I earned it. And I paid him and I felt good about it. You know, I did it wrong and I corrected it. But that's my story. And have a good day.